All right, legends, so you can probably tell I'm in the bike tailor. I'm getting my bike, the Canyon sorted out. A few bits and pieces done to it. Miguel sorted out the Shimano running gear on it yesterday. So Miguel works for Shimano and Shawnee's helped in that process. So massive kudos to those boys for their help. But the bike is finally running and it's back on the road. Now, what I'm doing is I'm riding with the Curve cycling lads over to Adelaide for the Tour Down Under. So we're leaving Saturday morning at 4 AM from the corner of Brunswick Road and Sydney Road at the 7-Eleven. And we're riding 450 kilometres to a little town called Naracoorte, which is just over the South Australian border. We'll stay there for a few hours, probably get 4 or 5 hours sleep in a hotel, and then we're going to shoot off from Naracoorte straight into Adelaide. So it's going to be a 2-day ride or a 2-stint ride, and it's probably going to be the biggest ride I've ever done in my life. I don't think I've ever done over 300 kilometres in a day. So this is the route. We'll be leaving Melbourne down the bottom right here and then heading out to Ballarat, heading across the border here in South Australia, staying in Naracoorte about the 450 kilometre mark for day 1, and then day 2 will be the rest of the way into Adelaide. If we just take a closer look, leaving Melbourne into Ballarat, and then rather than going up the main highway through Horsham, we're going to go on the more safer side of things and head down to Dunkeld and then up through Balmoral into Naracoorte. We'll be staying in Naracoorte on the left-hand side here for the night, and then the following day we'll be leaving Naracoorte up through Keith and into Adelaide for the second day. Total of 800 kilometres with some climbing to do in the last 50 Ks. So 450 in one day is just going to be a massive challenge for me personally, but we'll have a group of about 8 people. So hopefully we can get a little bit of a draft. We're not going to go too hard. We're probably going to do 25 kilometres per hour, but I've got the bike set up now. I'm trying to strike that balance between carrying my camera like this. I certainly won't be taking a backpack with a laptop like I did last year. Last year I carried this massive 20-kilo backpack and it really put me in the hurt house. So I'm sending all that stuff over tomorrow, and so it'll be in Adelaide when I arrive. But yeah, I'm just carrying a few bits and pieces, charger, camera, bit of food and stuff, and a jacket, and hopefully that's all I need for the 2-day trip. But let's take a look at the bike. So essentially what I've got is a little gas tank bag on the top, which I'll put my phone and a charger in. I've got a little bag off to the right-hand side on the handlebars, which is for food and bits and pieces. I'll be able to keep some food in there. I've got a mount for the handlebars for the iPhone. And then I've got a really, really high-powered light, which isn't just a be seen light, it's a see light, so that you can see the road in the darkness. I've got a little frame bag, which the left-hand side pocket is quite skinny, so you can put your phone, or you can put just the wallet and things in the side there, spare parts, maybe a little bit of food. And then on the right-hand side of that frame bag is quite deep sections, so you can put all sorts of stuff in there. I'll probably put chargers for the camera and the phone and things like that in that side, and maybe, you know, just medical stuff, Panadol and stuff like that. I've also got a pump down which is attached to my bidden cage, and on the back I've got quite a large saddle bag which will carry several spare tubes and bits and pieces. So I'm trying to strike the balance of minimalist whilst still carrying enough stuff to not be a nuisance, because if you get several punches out in the middle of the road out there, you can't really expect the other 7 people to wait for me. But this is really exciting. I'm going to be live streaming it on Facebook, on the Cycling Maven Facebook page, doing several live streams. I'm sort of going to test it with the GoPro and the camera, but this is going to be awesome. I'm so excited. Great crew. Check out Curve Cycling. I'll link them below. And keep an eye on our pages for updates along the way over the 2 days.
Removable valve core.
Okay, so what's...
Just because you got really deep wheels there.
Yeah.
So even if I give you 80s, I'm not sure they're quite deep enough.
No, they need to be 90s.
Yeah, so what I've got here, these ones, the Maxxis tubes, they're pretty nice tubes anyway. They're quite light and thin wall, so nice and supple. But we pull the valve core out, which is that bit there.
Yeah.
And then screw it into the valve extender.
Okay.
And then the valve extender goes straight into the valve.
Oh, that's awesome. So they're removable.
Removable, but it's still like a proper valve, so you can pump it up and get all your pressures and everything really good.
Okay.
And then I'll give you a couple extra tubes with this little guy here.
Yeah.
And that's how you then just can tighten it and remove it if you do get other punches.
Oh,
so you
that's
got your
awesome.
two in there, you'll have 2 spares ready to go.
Yeah.
And if you're unlucky that you have more,
yeah,
you can just wipe the valve extenders with the valve already installed straight into it.
So the bike feels fine. It doesn't feel too heavy with the stuff. I've got it fully loaded at the moment. So that's what it looks like. So yeah, I've got spare lights and all sorts of things in the bags. So we'll just see how this goes, and hopefully I can make it across for the 800 Ks in 2 days. So I'm here, I've just come over to Paran. The guys at Quadlock have sorted me out.
What's up?
Chris,
Rob,
Adrian, mad team. But we have just sorted out a quad lock for the bike, so I can literally sit that there, live stream on the trip to Adelaide, and good to go, man. This is about the best thing on the market for putting your phone on your bike. So, would you agree?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah. Just ask Froome, he'll tell you.
Froome, yeah. Froome's got one of these.
Sure has.
That is it. The Canyon. I've actually I've put the Envies on, so I've got these Envies that have been sitting out in my garage, and I haven't used them for nearly a year, and they're really good wheels. And I thought, you know what, I put new tyres, new Continental GP4000s on them, and they're 25 millimeters, and I put new tyres on so I don't get any punches, but I've got 4 spare tubes in the back. But yeah, the bike's good to go. So I'll quickly run through and I'll show you what I'm packing, and I'll lay it out all on the ground, and then we'll put it back in the bike, and just so you know what I'm carrying. It's quite heavy. So the GP4000s are brand new, literally brand new, and I've got about 90 PSI in them. So 25 millimeter. I've got my toothbrush and toothpaste, wallet, the cover for the quad, that's the quad cover for that, so that I don't get any sweat or if it rains. Obviously iPhone stuff. There's some wet wipes and toilet paper, for obvious reasons, and these are all my spares. All this stuff here is basically carried in the big rear packet there, and the majority of this stuff will fit nicely in this side, and then wallet and like little things like this fit on the other side of that bag. That will really only be for the charger and some food, and I've got plenty of spare room. We've got plenty of spare room. Now the other thing I was going to mention is Miguel's worked fastidiously, so Miguel from Shimano has worked fastidiously on this bike to make sure it's going for me for this ride. So he even just rang me up a little while ago while he was out on his ride on Beach Road and said, mate, is the Di2 working fine? And I'm like, thank you. So I really regret doing that Di2 video a couple of weeks ago, because Shimano in Australia have been fantastic over the last few days, or over the last week. So I'll show you these little shifters. Miguel's got these sprint shifters. Well, they're not actually sprint shifters. They're like hood shifters. So there's these buttons in the tops of the hoods, and you press the button and it changes. On the right-hand side, you can change down, and on the left-hand lever, it actually changes up the cassette. So, mate, it's absolutely amazing. So basically, you press this button here, and you probably can't see that in the distance, but it actually changes gears at the back. And so that'll change down, and if you press the button on the top of that hood, it'll change back up the gears. So it's just amazing. Plus I've got sprint shifters on the inside here. So you can change up and down with those, you can change up and down with the tops there, and you can also change up and down with these here. All right, let's put all that stuff back in the bike. And that, my friends, is the bad boy ready to go. Good morning, you absolute legends. It is Friday morning here in Melbourne. I'm here with the good man Mark.
Humans, how you going?
Mate, it's pissing down with rain right now. We're actually getting rained on. But Mark is taking some bags over for me to Adelaide, so that I have some clothes to wear while I'm over there. So he's got the car packed. He's got his bike in the back there. You got the bike in the back?
Yeah, I'll drop them at your hotel on Sunday. So when you get there, they'll be all there. You can have a shower, got some fresh clothes. for you.
It'll be good to have some fresh clothes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Two days in one kit. I'm not even taking shorts and a t-shirt or flip-flops or anything. I'm just going to take my kit for 2 days. That's it. That's all I got. I'm here with Andrew. He works for Performance, and he kindly contacted me yesterday knowing that I'm riding over to Adelaide and said, man, you need some nutrition. Have a look at what he's bought me. What is your favourite? We've got berry, chocolate.
Mine would have to be, it's a hard one. And I think flavour fatigue's the biggest thing that I always I converted to chocolate initially.
Yep.
But then it's just like, oh, I need a change. And then I found peanut butter and berry. So they're probably my 2 favourite out of the 3.
So there's 30 grams of carbohydrate in each of these little sachets, right?
Exactly.
So how many of these should I have per hour?
So you can have either 2 or 3, depending on the length of your exercise. So if you're doing 2 to 3 hours, I'd say 2 serves per hour. If you're doing above 3 hours, then you're looking at 90 grams, so 3 serves per hour.
3 serves per hour,
Yep.
Okay. And you can mix it up. Obviously, I'm going to be stopping at shops and stuff, so I'll be getting my carbohydrates through that.
Yep.
But if I was on the road for 2 hours,
Yep.
I'd try to aim to have 6 of these.
Yeah, if you're trying to get to 90 grams per hour. So a lot of times if you're just doing general exercise, if you're not pushing the limits, I'd stick to 2 serves per hour. If you're really trying to do an event where carbohydrate intake is important, then push to 90 grams. So general, if you're just doing for like a ride to South Australia, Adelaide, 2 serves per hour is plenty.
Yeah. All right, legends, so that's it. Mark has kindly taken my stuff over to Adelaide, so I have literally all my camera and my drone he's got with him. And such a nice guy, he's going to drop it off at the hotel for me, which will be awesome because I can tell you now, after 800 kilometres over 2 days, I'm going to be ready for a shower and a change of clothes. So just a couple of things. You're more than welcome to join us if you're in any of those spots on the map along the way. Narracourt, we come through Dunkeld. You are more than welcome to join us. Obviously, look, I don't need to say this, most people are pretty smart, but we're going to be in a hurry, so we can't really stop too many times. We're really trying to get to our destination quickly. Yeah, you're more than welcome to sit on the back of us, ride with us for a little bit. If you're on the side of the road, we probably can't stop and, say good day to everyone. We've just got to keep going. What else? We're going to be doing live streams, as I said earlier, on our Facebook pages, just random little bits and pieces, and I'm going to be doing like little videos on Instagram, probably not Snapchat, probably do it on Instagram. So I'll link all those below if you're not already following me on Instagram. And what else? That's pretty much it, really. It's just going to be a fun ride. We're going to be trying to, Jesse's quite set on getting it done really quickly. I've only got this little Canon G7X, so hopefully, I can get some good footage along the way. And that's it. Hopefully we don't get wet. It's raining right now, but I don't think it's going to be raining tomorrow. And that is the end of the vlog. So I won't be doing any vlogs over the next 3 days. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday you won't see any vlogs, but I'll upload a couple of vlogs on Tuesday from the ride, because obviously I won't have my backpack with my laptop, which is very smart because I suffered last time. But anyway, that is the end of the vlog finally, guys. If you've got any questions, link it below in the comments, and I will see you on Tuesday at the Tour Down Under.